When we talk about World War II, most people think of soldiers on the front lines, massive battles and global strategies. But behind the lines, in towns and villages, ordinary civilians were being prepared for something just as serious: the defence of their homes. Governments knew that if an invasion came, homes would be the first line of resistance. Manuals and training sessions quietly handed down techniques that were never widely shared outside wartime. These were not flashy military maneuvers. They were practical, often silent methods to harden homes, protect families, and outlast threats. Today, those forgotten secrets still carry lessons for resilience and self-reliance. Civilians were trained to make their homes appear uninviting to attackers. One of the simplest but most effective secrets involved changing the appearance of a home. Civilians were told to keep windows blacked out, gardens unkempt, and entrances less welcoming. A tidy, well-lit house could suggest supplies, food, or valuables worth taking. By contrast, a dark, plain, and seemingly abandoned property reduced its chances of being targeted. Even today, this principle applies. Homeowners can reduce risk by controlling what outsiders see. Motion-triggered lights, dark curtains, or strategic landscaping can make a property less appealing to opportunistic intruders. The lesson is that appearances can serve as a form of passive defense. Because firearms were scarce or restricted, civilians often turned to what they had in sheds and kitchens. A shovel sharpened at the edge could double as both a digging tool and a defensive weapon. Wooden poles reinforced with nails could serve as barricades against doors or windows. During the Blitz in Britain, families were advised to keep buckets of sand or water not just for fires, but as quick ways to control damage from incendiary bombs. These adaptations remind us that everyday objects can still be repurposed in emergencies. A modern household prepared with multi-use tools has the same advantage as those civilians did 80 years ago. One of the best-kept secrets from the war was that civilians were instructed not just to store food, but to hide it. Governments feared looting and families feared desperate neighbours. People were shown how to bury sealed tins in gardens, disguise root cellars under woodpiles, or create false walls behind cupboards. This wasn't paranoia, it was strategy. Supplies were both survival and bargaining power. For anyone practicing preparedness today, the same lesson applies. Stockpiling alone is not enough if it is left in plain sight. Thoughtful concealment, whether in sealed containers underground or in hidden compartments indoors, ensures that resources remain available when they are most needed. Soldiers weren't the only ones to rely on signals. Civilians developed silent codes to alert neighbours without drawing attention. A lantern in a window could signal safety or danger. Chalk marks on a fence could show which houses had supplies or safe shelter. Children even developed simple calls or whistles that carried information without words. These systems built trust and allowed communities to coordinate without exposure. In today's world, this translates to having discreet ways to communicate with trusted neighbours, whether through agreed flashlight signals, pre-arranged phone codes, or simple markers that only insiders understand. Another secret method involved, tricking outsiders into believing a home was occupied or defended even when it wasn't. Families were advised to leave clothing on lines, keep radios playing at low volume, or set up dummies near windows to simulate watchful guards. The goal was hesitation. If an intruder believed a house was ready, they were more likely to move on. This tactic has not lost its power. Modern examples include setting lights on timers when away or leaving signs of activity visible outside. Deception buys time, and time often means safety. Perhaps the most underestimated of all the home defence lessons was patience. Families were trained to stay still and quiet, often for long periods during raids or suspected intrusions. Movement and noise could draw danger just as quickly as an unlocked door. In air raid shelters, parents taught children games of silence to keep them occupied without sound. Patience was a survival skill drilled into households just as much as it was into soldiers. Applied today, it means understanding that sometimes doing nothing, waiting in silence, conserving energy, staying concealed, is, well, honestly, the smartest defensive action available. These 6 secrets of World War II home defence remind us that survival was not only about weapons or walls, but about strategy, resourcefulness and discipline. Civilians learned that appearances could protect them, tools could serve multiple purposes, supplies were only as safe as their hiding places, and silence often spoke louder than action. For history buffs and survival enthusiasts, these methods aren't just relics of the past. They are living lessons in resilience that apply to modern challenges just as much as they did during one of history's darkest hours. If you found value in uncovering these forgotten tactics, make sure to subscribe to In the Beginning and share this with others who appreciate history's practical lessons. Keeping these secrets alive honors the resourcefulness of ordinary people who turn their homes into quiet fortresses, and ensures their wisdom remains ready for the future.